What up, though? What up, though? What up, though? What up, though, y'all? Welcome to K-Biz TV. I'm your host, K-Biz. We in the building. What is going on tonight? Yo, I'm here a little early. We're doing something a little different tonight. We are going to have a nice little time with this story about this preacher, this apostle, David E. Taylor. Oh, man. Back home in Detroit, we know this man very, very well. We know him very, very well. We know him, and we know Michelle Brannon very, very well. But what up, though? Chat in the building. Chill Madavar saying, what up, though? Biz Nation. Let's hit the like button as you come on in. My man KP is in the building. For sure. I got Trakeisha is in the building saying, hey, now. That's what's up. Janet Pruitt in the building saying, what up, though? I definitely appreciate you all for joining in tonight. Clap it up for yourselves, man. I really appreciate you all for rocking with the board tonight. On this Friday night, the second night of NFL football. Yesterday was the first day of the NFL season. For all of you that don't know, I'm a serious football guy. All right. I'm talking X's and O's. I'm talking stats, names. I'm watching all the games. I'm watching all the games as possible. Games that I couldn't see, I'm getting the highlights. I'm really into it like that. All right. I have like coaching clipboards where I draw my own plays. I'm really in this thing, man. So I have a very, very deep love for the game. And so last night, the game was crazy. I mean, the game was crazy. It started off with Spitgate, right? It started off with Spitgate. For some reason, brothers couldn't just keep their saliva to themselves. I don't know what was going on. I don't know what was happening. But for some reason, it was just popping like that. I just don't get it. I just don't get it, man. I don't know. Started off with Dak Prescott, Rain Dakota Prescott is his full name. Started off with Dak Prescott, looking at Jalen Carter from in between the linemen. Then all of a sudden he go ahead and he spit and at the ground. And then Jalen Carter walks up to him and spits on him, in his like near his face, like near his neck area on his jersey. And I'm like, yo, first of all, this is disgusting. I was so upset that Jalen Carter did that. I was so upset. I understand that, Dak Prescott was instigating. Once he hit the press conference, he tried to act like he didn't know. He was like, I'm just, I just had to spit. That's all, what I'm saying? Like, whatever, man. You looked at him, you gave him a nod, the whole nod, man. It was nasty work. It was nasty work. But, but last night, honestly, was still, despite all that and despite the delay, it was honestly a good first game of the season. You know what I'm saying? I was very impressed. I was actually kind of shocked at the Cowboys, the way they hung in there, especially in the first half, and then how things transitioned after that delay. You could tell that both teams had too much rest and that trying to warm back up, sometimes that can really take a toll on you. So, it's all good. It's all good. But I see people repping their teams. Okay. Repping their teams. Go Steelers. KP said the game last night was something else. It was, man. It was, man. Oh, no, not Go Falcons in a whisper. Go Falcons. Okay. All right. He's in the building saying Ravens Nation. Okay, I see you with the purple and black. The Ravens, man, look. The Baltimore Ravens really, it's Lamar Jackson got to do it. He got to step it up this year. He got to step it up this year. Straight up. I need Lamar Jackson to go ahead and get that ring. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm a Detroit Lions fan. I'm also a big Colts fan. I'm a huge Colts fan. I've been a Colts fan since I was a little boy, even in Detroit, and a lot of people looked at me weird, but I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? Gerald Scott in the building. What up, dog? Said Green Bay here. Oh, man, a cheese head is in there, boy. Let's go. Put some cheese in the chat, Put some cheese in the chat, man. Sleepy saying Ravens Nation. I feel that. And I love the your thumbnail or your icon, your picture there. It's beautiful. KP said I've been loud and proud and then got let down every time. I feel you on that. Takesha with the cheese, chill with the cheese, man. We're gonna even though I'm a Lions guy, right? I'm hometown fan, but man, look, I'm gonna say thank you to the cheesehead that's in the building right now. You know what I'm saying? So for sure, man. So clap it up for yourselves once again. Yo, we are definitely doing some good stuff here. I just want to give you all an update. I do have a lot of documentation and things to go over with you about Sean Mickey Steins and the new brief in support of the motion to dismiss the indictment, which is what they were supposed to. And when I say they, I'm talking about counsel. They were supposed to go ahead and give to the judge by September 2nd. And everyone has their paperwork in, everyone filed their motions by September 2nd. And so in that briefing, it does have something about Sean Mickey Steins being pepper sprayed in jail. So we're going to talk about that one day soon. I might do a video on it. I'm not sure, but I definitely wanted to let you know that we are collecting. And thanks, and I'm going to shout out Factual Lie as well. Shout out to Factual Lie for real, because Factual Lie has been tagging me in a lot of things that of like to get the information, to get the documentation and things of that nature. So I'm super, super thankful for Factual Lie. So hopefully when they come in the building, I will reiterate the appreciation for that, because I have a lot of stuff now. I have a lot of documentation I need to go ahead and organize. I'm going to update that folder that I gave to everyone. Even the day that we had Hillbilly Crime. Shout out to Hillbilly Crime, man. We had that last the last live we did interview. Hillbilly Crime came through. Despite the technical difficulties, it was still a good interview conversation. More like a conversation piece. We got to know her a little bit in the beginning. Then we start picking her brain about some things. And so one of the things that she's going to give me is the executive order that Matt Bevin, former governor, signed on behalf of Michael Clark to exonerate and pardon him and to wipe the slate clean. Y'all hear what I'm saying? Wipe the slate clean of all of his convictions. So once we get that information, we're going to share that as well. So it's a lot going on that we need to go ahead and get with. All right. So I'm not going to delay the time any further. We're going to get into this. You know, why, man? Why David E. Taylor? Why, man? What is going on with this guy, right? What is going on with this guy? For those of you who don't know who David E. Taylor is, I'm not sure if it hasn't been in your area, but this is David E. Taylor. All right. This is the new mugshot. All right. Of David E. Taylor. And yes, this gentleman right here is accused of forced labor, money laundering, human trafficking, fraud, basically, collections of monies up to upward of $50 million in donations. And he has recently, one of his houses in Florida recently was raided by the Federal Bureau of Investigation, known as the FBI. And this particular gentleman, he started a ministry in the state of Michigan, in the city of Taylor, Michigan. All right. Now, I'm from Detroit, Michigan, born and raised. Now, Taylor, Michigan is about maybe 40 minutes outside of Detroit. All right. And it's a little hike. There is a particular road called Telegraph in Detroit. Telegraph is like the cutoff point between the outskirts of Detroit, going from north to south, or it's in east to west. I would say if you pass Telegraph, you're going deeper west, so you're going into the suburbs. You're going into like Redford Township. You're going into actually Redford. You're going into places like that. And then if you go towards the south part of Telegraph, if you drive south of Telegraph, if you keep driving, You will eventually land into a place called Taylor, which is right past, I believe, man, what was that? What's the E-course? Like all of that, like going all that way. All right. And Taylor, Michigan is again a metropolitan area, it's a suburb. And this is where he started a ministry called Joshua Media Ministry International, or JMMI is what it was called. All right. And this particular gentleman utilized the Bible to manipulate people, to twist the message of the Bible in order to gain filthy lucre. Filthy lucre is money, dirty money, right? And this guy would utilize scripture to do so. Then he would say things like he's seen Jesus' face, he's seen him face to face, he's had these encounters with Jesus Christ. Okay. This gentleman has been doing this for years. This goes back some ways, all right, some years, all right. So what I want to do is I want to first give you a brief snippet of how this guy operate, all right, how this guy operate, how he talks, how he uses his charisma and things of that nature to gain advantage over people. All right. Again, this man has gotten or collected upwards of $50 million plus in donations based upon forced labor, trafficking, and money laundering. All right. FBI raided this gentleman. Let's just take a look at him real quick. Let's go ahead and get the show started. Let's officially get it started. Okay. It's really quiet in the chat right now because everybody like, what is going on? What are you talking about today? I'm telling you, this guy right here is something else. All right. Let's go ahead and get the show started, man. Let's get it. All right, this is David E. Taylor, and this is where he does his telecast. This is where he preaches and he asks for donations or whatever he needs to do. This is his facility. He has many facilities. Oh, we definitely have the indictment. Okay, we're going to go over the indictment. We're going to go over the news. We're going to go over the indictment. And then I want to show you a deposition that he did back in 2014. This goes back where they were already investigating this man. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's just take a listen. Just a real quick snippet. Maybe we might do about 2 or 3 minutes where you could just get a general idea of how this man talks, how this man utilizes charisma and all these other things in order to gain advantage. And he's going to talk about his staff, how he treats them, and all that kind of stuff. All right. The man asks for money. He solicits donations all the time. He's doing this all in the name of the Lord, but it's all in vain. So again, just like you have good people, you have bad people. And if you got bad people, you got good people. You got the real ones, you got the fake ones. The same thing that's in the street is also in the church. You just got to know how to navigate. You got to have some discernment, and you got to figure out what this really is. You know what I'm saying? Trukisha is definitely right. It's literally a cult. It's literally a cult. And people were being housed, forced to do labor and all kind of things. And he was using the name of the Lord to do this. And now he has been raided, and now he is in trouble, basically. And I think it's like 10. I think he has about 8 counts or 10 counts or something like that. And I think Michelle Brannon, who was a part of the indictment as well, she has 8 counts. He has 10. She has 8. Shout out to Cat Not Williams in the building. What up, though? Everybody put Cat in the chat. Put Cat in the chat. That's my home girl. That's my home girl right there. Love me some Cat Not Williams, man. I'm sorry I missed your live earlier. I was working and I was trying to, and I had tons of stuff to catch up with. So I wasn't able to catch it, but I did see that you covered the exoneration of the gentleman. I forgot his name, but great coverage. I'm gonna be replay crew and take a look at it. But let's go ahead and look at David E. Taylor, man. Do his little thing. Let's go.
Because if you can't see that David Taylor is really the one spearheading the move of God, because of the way I talk and maybe the shirts I wear or my slacks and all that other stuff you get caught up over, you know. If you tripping over some stuff, I just don't like the way he talk. I just don't like the way he rebuke his staff. I love my staff. You may see me correct my staff, but I love my staff. You are not a son and daughter if you don't endure correction. And so that's why I am hard on them. They know I love them. And that's why they don't leave. A lot of these pastors,
they know I love them, and that's why they don't leave. You got to be corrected. Yeah. See, this is the type of language that they use. First of all, in the back behind him, you see the word miracles. It's cut off with his head, but miracles. See, they utilize signs, wonders, and miracles, just like Michael Clark. According to Michael Clark, he got his pardon, and it was a miracle. It was something that he didn't even apply for it. Yeah, we got the truth on that. We're gonna talk about that one day soon. But this is what they do. This is what they do. They utilize miracles, signs, and wonders, and then correction. You got to correct them. Open rebuke is better than secret love. They use these type of scriptures to just to manipulate, right? To embellish their agenda, right? And then he says, that's why they won't leave. Well, they won't leave because you you ain't letting them leave, dog. They did a raid and they finding people, laboring for this man, and things of that nature, So they utilize all these things. See, the miracles and the signs and the wonders, how they get you. They get you like, oh my God, look what just happened. I've seen people in church that were preaching or something like that, and they call out a person's phone number, they call out a person's address, and just to get them to believe them that they have a gift to do all this stuff. I mean, seriously. And all of this just to get them some dollars in their pocket. So he's no different, and he is one of the ones. And again, he started in Taylor, Michigan. I don't think he's from Michigan, but he started in Taylor, Michigan, because again, Detroit is the church capital of the world, man. Like, you will see hundreds of churches in Detroit. Like, you would drive up one street, you will see a bunch of churches, storefront churches, just all on the side, and so they know that this is a place where they can generate some oohs and ahs, and they can generate some money in their pocket. And this is what he does. Here we go.
They cringe when they hear me rebuke my staff, because if they do that to their people, they all leave. They get offended. But see, I teach against that kind of foolishness. You pastors are the fault for it. You let them be like that. You're afraid to rebuke them and tell them they're wrong. I don't have no sons and daughters around me that's arrogant and rebellious. I don't put up with it. So when I rebuke my staff, that ain't none of your business. And I know some of y'all are holding up coming because you say, I don't know if I can be rebuked like that. You need to get over it. I don't like, they got always something to say. They want to find an offense. You're going to forget about alligator skin shoes, or what kind of suits I wear, or my Captain Crunch general suits, whatever you want to say. They so funny. They have me in the floor laughing. Most preachers, they'll be depressed. All these people talking against my suits. I don't care. I don't give a darn. You joker, you jack leg. So I tell them. Because when you deal with me, you deal with all boldness. I have no fear in me for nothing. Your jokes and your persecution is a joke to me. You understand? A man who stood in front of the burning flame of God, you think your joke or you think your persecution even matters?
So the burning flame of God. Now, what is he referring to? We just gonna break this down tonight. We're gonna get into this because all of this matters. This is the context. This is how he was able to do what he did. So all this context is important. We all those are people that grew up in church, or maybe not. Maybe they grew up in different, you know, organizations or religions. It doesn't matter. When he said, "You're talking to a man who stood in the front of the burning bush or burning flames," he's talking about the burning bush. He's talking about same scripture where Moses was encountered by God, the burning bush on the mount. Okay. And God told him to take off his feet because this ground, take the shoes off his feet because this ground is holy ground. And then the Bible talks about how Moses leaves the mountain, goes back to where he was at, and his countenance changed on his face. His face looked different, like a glow on his face. Now, this man is saying that he had the same experience, okay, where he saw the flame represents the glory of God. He's saying that he saw it like Moses, or he saw it like one of the ones in the Bible. Okay. So, and this gives him, not, you got to hear him clearly. This he's saying this because he think, or he's claiming that this gives him the right to rebuke grown folks. Okay. Grown people. He thinks this gives him the right to do that because he has an experience that nobody else has. So that's what they have to do. They have to pretend or show themselves to be of a higher pedestal so that way they can be respected or revered. So they'll say things like, God don't talk to you like he talked to me, and all this other kind of stuff. That they will portray it. And this is in all type of churches. This is not just a black church thing or a white church thing or whatever. This is everywhere. This is everywhere. You go to Africa if you want to. This is everywhere. It's everywhere that these people will utilize this just to gain money, notoriety. They want their names to be glorified above God's. So this is the reason why he would do all this. See, and this right here is important because a lot of this, his story about being face to face, a lot of it is in the deposition that he did years ago. We're going to see some of this tonight. All right. We're going to see some of this tonight. So this is what he does. All right. This is what it is.
You're stupid to think it does to me. You're so stupid, arrogant to think anything you say matters. And I'm talking to you during preachers too. A lot of you wicked preachers and fivefold ministry leaders. You're stupid to think your persecution or your fear of what I go through matters. Let me ask you something, Pastor Joseph, and y'all in Houston. What do y'all think about what's happening here? Come on, y'all never should get out of your place till I release you. Come on, Joseph.
He listen to what he's saying. You should never get out of your place unless I release you. What is he? What? What? Look at the, oh my God. Look at the abusive language here. The tone of this whole thing is abusive. The tone of this entire thing is abusive. You don't go anywhere outside of your place unless I release you. In other words, I control you. I control you. You don't move out of your post unless I tell you. Shout out to Cindy from sunny South Florida. What up, though? She's saying, hey, y'all. What up, though? How you doing? I mean, this is the audacity of this man. All of this kind of stuff matters in this case is because he is thriving off the fact that he had this encounter with Jesus Christ and he saw the flaming glory in a bush. All right. This is what he claims. Meanwhile, he gets fat off the people. And then he wears the Louis Vuitton. He does all the things. He has all the vehicles. He got all these different residential centers, is what he call them. They ain't nothing but houses. Well, you'll see. You'll see when we get into this indictment. Let's go.
Come on, y'all never should get out of your place till I release you. Come on. Joseph, tell us how many nations are watching tonight from around the world.
Yes, sir,
Yes.
Apostle. The world is watching tonight as over 182 nations are tuning in.
I don't care about people seeing me. You see the persecution I go through. I'm no reputation. I don't care. No matter what persecution you see out there, no matter what government attack, listen, it don't matter. It don't matter what they do. They're all going to lose if they don't join me. That's right. I said that. You're going to lose if you don't join me.
Look at this man. Look at this man. This is sociopathic behavior at its finest. Okay. Listen. And on top of this, this man said, how many nations are looking at us tonight? This man dropped a number that was like unbelievable. 182 nations. Where? When? When? 102. Everybody put 182 in the chat. Put 182 in the chat. Put 182 in the chat. Oh my goodness. Unbelievable. 182 in the chat. Go ahead and like, share, and subscribe to the channel. You know, Streamer, I got the new overlays real quick. You can just go ahead and hit them with a like. Like, share, subscribe. This is crazy. 182 in the chat. Look at these 182s, man. Unbelievable. 182 nations. Who are these nations? I doubt if it's 182 people watching this craziness. Skip nations. We're done. We're way below nations, bro.
I've been sent to America. I've been sent to you from the face of God. And I was also given messages from the dispensation of angels. They didn't believe me. Nobody believed me. They were like, who do you think you are? Saying you're going to be used like Moses. Who do you think you are?
What did I just tell you? Listen, I'm telling you, when I see these videos, I'm seeing these videos for the first time with y'all. I saw just about four minutes of this. In the early, when I first put this on, I was like, yo, we got to see this, man. I did not know he referenced Moses, but I just know that he referenced Moses. Why? Because he said flame and bush. I'm like, bruh, you are not Moses, dog. You're not, bro. Wow, man.
I'm talking to the government of America. What decision you make, and I'm talking to the government of the church at large. What decisions you're going to make if you don't submit to this move that's coming. A prophet can't come on the scene and you disrespect them if God sent them, and you think you're going to, oh, I know God. God is going to dishonor you because you didn't honor who he sent to you.
Well, let's go ahead and look at what it looks like when you dishonor God. Let's take a look.
A pair of church leaders accused in a nationwide human trafficking case will remain in jail after appearing in federal court today. One of the hearings was in Tampa, where Michelle Brannon declined to have a bond hearing, instead choosing to have the hearing in Michigan, where the case is actually based. In a court filing, prosecutors say that they want Brannon held until her trial. They wrote that she is a danger to others and worry that she may try to run. They also indicated that her home address was listed as a mansion in the affluent Avila neighborhood in North Tampa. That property was one of 4 across the country raided by federal agents yesterday. Authorities say the properties belong to David Taylor and his Kingdom of God Global Church. Court documents indicate the church was operating 9 call centers. One of them was actually at that Avila mansion. Investigators say unpaid workers were forced to solicit donations or face punishments, including physical and psychological abuse and food and sleep deprivation. The indictment alleges that Taylor made the rules and Brannon, the church's executive director, enforced them. The arrest came as a relief to a woman who says she was in a relationship with Taylor back in 2018, and she says she ended it and wrote a book in 2020 trying to expose his abuse. This is just part of a video that she recorded yesterday.
There were so many people that were taken advantage of, and I was one of them. I experienced.
Now, let me bring some context to this lady right here, Vicky Yohe. All right. Hey, yo, KP said, you're not telling me 182 out of 195 countries watching this fool. I'm telling you. Look, the chat is lit right now. Like, sir, you is a false prophet. You is a false prophet. Cult leader, man. Kenneth Williams said 183 with Biz Nation rewatching. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? React watching. We all react watching right now. Let's go. Now, let me give you some information about Vicky Yohe. Vicky Yohe is a gospel singer. All right. Not only is she a gospel singer, she is also the ex-girlfriend of one David E. Taylor, the man who just got raided by the FBI earlier this week. This is the one. This woman, okay? This woman was representing David E. Taylor hardcore to the max. You hear me? She was repping this dude to the max. You understand what I'm saying? She would co-sign. She would say things like, I've seen people drop dead because they didn't believe the prophet. She would stand up for David because David was her man at one point. Now Vicky is a victim. Put victim Vicky in the chat. Can somebody put victim Vicky in the chat now? Huh? Now Vicky is like, I was one that was duped. Vicky, no, you weren't. Any person who understands this story knows that Vicky Valancourt was not duped, okay? Vicky Valancourt was not duped right here, all right? This woman is playing a role. She stood up for this man. She would go hard in the paint for David Taylor. They were together in a relationship. Together in a relationship. They would travel together. When he had to go preach somewhere, she would sing before he got up to preach. When she used to come to Detroit all the time. She got one good song. Tracy Talks know what I'm talking about. She got one good song that she used to travel, or she carried that song throughout her career, if you will. And let me tell you something, when other songs didn't work, she'll pull that song out just to keep the crowd in it. Didn't nobody rock with Vicky Yohe like that. She had one song, man. It's so long ago, I forgot what the song was, but she had one good song. And she used to come to Detroit all the time and sing. And then she would go to Taylor. She went to Taylor, Michigan, where that JMMI church was. Then, because he had to rename it. We're gonna get into the indictment. He had to rename it. But Vicky Valancourt is no victim. Okay. So it's all, and this is what I don't like. Like, don't be a part of something that you know was wicked way back then. You know it was wicked, Vicky. Now all of a sudden you were a victim of what he did. No, you knew exactly what he was doing. I can't rock with people like that. I don't like rocking with people like that. That's phony. Like you were not only rocking with me, you were doing the exact same thing I was doing. Now all of a sudden you're a victim. Oh yeah, that's right. Thank you, KP and Tracy. Because of who you are, I give you glory. That was it. That's the only song she got that we rock with. Lord, I worship you because of who you are. That's it. No, there was no other song that we was rocking with. So Vicky Valancourt was a fraud then. She was a fraud then, just like David E. Taylor. She's the ex-girl. She was involved with this man. Now all of a sudden she's on the news. She's a victim. She actually, was a victim of what he did. I fell victim of it too, like everyone else. You was not forced labored. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it, dog.
It's firsthand the abuse, the lies, and the corruption of both of the individuals who were arrested today. What a shame they are to authentic churches and ministries who have the character and the humility of Christ.
According to the federal indictment, Taylor referred to himself as an apostle, claiming that he communicated with Jesus and that he could heal people through faith. But investigators say it was all a con. They say the church raised $50 million in donations over the last 12 years. And investigators tell us the money funded extravagant lifestyles for Taylor and Brannon, who were the only ones receiving a salary. Of course, there are still many questions about how this church was able to operate for as long as it did.
Some have been watching and raising red flags for years. Let's bring in Fox 13's Genevieve Curtis, who spent the day digging into the church's past. Hi there, Genevieve, in our newsroom tonight. What'd you find out here?
Yeah, Mark, there is a lot to go through. And those who keep an eye on ministries say that there were red flags with David Taylor and his church for years, but truly nothing of this magnitude.
They have, frankly, from the very beginning, shown evidence of being a bad actor, a bad operator.
Warren Smith makes it his mission to keep faith leaders accountable. He's the president of Ministry Watch. The news outlet tracks finances and actions of Christian ministries. They followed the actions of David Taylor and the Kingdom of God Global Church over the years. But Smith says the allegations contained in the federal indictment of forced labor and human trafficking were shocking.
A level of evil, a level.
Now watch this. Anybody in the chat remember a gentleman by the name of Benny Hinn? Do y'all remember Benny Hinn? Hold on, let me hook y'all up real quick, dog. Let me hook y'all up real quick. Give me 1 second, because we about to deep dive real quick, all right? We about to deep dive real quick. Benny Hinn. Just a case for people in the audience. Just a case for people in the audience who don't remember Benny Hinn. Let me see if I can pull up something real quick. All right, hold on. Benny Hinn right here, y'all. Check this out. Oh, here go Benny. Here go Benny Hinn. Here we go.
All the pain is gone in his chest.
We break it in the name of the Lord. Sing it up.
It gets better. It gets better.
Pick up. What's wrong with her? What's wrong with her? Lucas! Holy.
Okay. Look.
Worthy is the Lamb.
All right, that's Benny Hinn. That's Benny Hinn, y'all. Y'all got to tell it. This brother David E. Taylor literally hijacked Benny Hinn, hijacked his style, hijacked all of that. So those crutches that you saw in the news, these crutches and all that kind of stuff, Benny Hinn was caught faking over the years. All of this, Benny Hinn was caught faking all of this, and on top of that, he apologized. He had a video that he did apologizing. He admitted to have people he would hire to act like they were sick. Man, listen. They would act like they were sick, and he would take his suit jacket and just wave it in front of them, and then they just fall out. Yes, Benny Hinn. All right. Benny Hinn. So David E. Taylor was the Benny Hinn for black people. Let's just keep it a bean. I'm just about to keep it a real bean right now. I'm not even about to fake this. The cat's out the bag, okay? The cat's out the bag. Man, it's scratching and everything. The catnip going crazy. This man mimicked Benny Hinn's style, but he added the black charisma preacher attitude to it. And then he started utilizing scriptures to abuse people to work for him in these call centers and didn't give them a dime. Did not give a person. The only people making money is this lady right here. Right there. She making money. She making money. And David Taylor. Wait till we see the deposition, though. I'm telling you, this deposition we're going to see, y'all going to be like, yo, this dude is on clown behavior. Because the prosecutor was not letting up on this guy. I'm telling you. Wait till you see it. Let's go. Let's finish this up.
Contained in the federal indictment of forced labor and human trafficking were shocking.
A level of evil, a level of wrongdoing that even among some of the worst actors that we've been covering over the years here at Ministry Watch, and we've been around for 26 years, I don't believe I've ever seen anything quite like this.
The indictment alleges since 2014, the church amassed $50 million in donations, leading to questions about how it went on for so long.
We are living in an oversight and accountability and regulatory regimen for nonprofits that was devised in the 1950s and 60s. It is completely inadequate for the number of nonprofits that we have in this country today. So I think one of the ways that David Taylor was able to get away with it was that they were just not being scrutinized by the government at all.
Authorities accused Taylor and his right hand, Michelle Brannon, of forcing workers to meet unrealistic quotas at the church's call centers, and they were punished when they didn't. A model used in third world countries, but maybe the first known case in the U.S.
And I think by understanding the mechanics of David Taylor's operation, we might be able to gain some insights into how to investigate or what to look for in some of these other situations that I'm aware of.
And there are still questions about how many people were forced to work in these conditions. Transcripts from a federal civil trial could give us some insight. Taylor and his church were sued by a Florida movie set company over failing to pay. Last year, one of the church's pastors testified that they rely on 75 to 80 full-time volunteers to run the day-to-day operations. He also testified the church has thousands of volunteers in almost 200 nations around the world.
So there are a lot of victims here, a lot of problems, a lot of damage done, but at least it's coming to light and maybe we can learn a few lessons from it.
And in talking about those call centers, the church promotes its prayer line, which we call today, and people are still answering the phones for the church. So I reached out to the FBI field office to see if there are other locations that were not raided, if there are more victims that are still working for the church, answering those phone lines. We'll let you know what we find out. Mark.
All right. Now, that's what happened. Now, he talked about In the previous video we just saw, he talked about playing with God and playing with the prophet and what happens when you do that, blah, blah, blah. Oh, sir, this is what happens. Now, I have a question for you, chat. Do you want to go over the indictment real quick, or do you want me to go straight to the deposition? Because this deposition, dog, you about to have a field day with this deposition. I'm telling you. Put a 1 in the chat. What I'll do is, okay, put a 1 in the chat if you want me to share the indictment document so you can read it for yourself, or put a 2 in the chat if you want me to share the indictment and just bypass that and then go ahead and do the deposition. This deposition is hilarious, dog. It's crazy. It is absolutely insane. Okay, I got some 2s, I got some 1, I got 1, I got a 2, I got 2 2s. Okay, so Chill and Trukisha saying, look, share the document, let's go straight to the deposition. I'll read it myself. And Janet is saying, okay, let's go over the document. Because look, T plea. What does T plea mean? You got to put a 1 or a 2. No, 2 is drop the link and get to it. So if you want to go 2, okay, look, I dropped the link. Okay, I'm gonna drop the link. y'all, I love my community, man. I love Biz Nation, man. Y'all are just like y'all just like me, low key. I ain't gonna lie. We are alike. Because I would say number 2 too if I was in the building. Okay, hold on. Let's get to it. Let me get to it. Let me see. Let me go ahead and pull up a few things. All right. Copy path. Let's see if I can put it in here. No, I can't do it that way. Hold on. What I'm gonna do is let me go ahead and get this uploaded. Okay. I'm gonna get this uploaded to my Google Drive. Then I'm gonna share the link with you all, and then you all will be able to see it. All right. And then in the meantime, in between time, I'm gonna go on ahead. All right. I'm gonna go on ahead and start this deposition. This deposition right here, I'm telling you, this deposition right here is out of control. Do you have PayPal? Yes, I do have PayPal. I don't have all of my info with me. Can one of the mods drop my PayPal, please? For Miss Hatfield. Thank you so much, Miss Hatfield, for your generosity in advance. Thank you. Yeah, please, if one of the mods can drop my PayPal and my Cash App, I appreciate it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and get this Google. I'm going to get this going. All right. So let me go ahead and get this deposition rocking. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and get this link done. You all, I'm telling you, man. Hold on. I'm telling you right now. This is so crazy. This is so crazy. I'm gonna go ahead and drop it for you right now. All right, so here is. I'm gonna make sure that I share this and manage it first. So I'm gonna manage the access on us. I'm going to say that it's anyone with the link. So that way you have it. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and drop the link. Okay. And I dropped the link in the chat, and I want somebody to let me know if you were able to get that link. All right. Let me know if you was able to. Somebody click that link for me. Let me know if you was able to get it. Okay. If you could get to the indictment. because the indictment has like the text messages and everything in there. Okay, it has text messages of how they were running this thing, like how they were abusing people and stuff like that. Oh my goodness. It's only like 23 pages, I believe. I want to say 23 pages. So it's not a long, super long read, okay? Good. Tracy said, got it. Great. Awesome. Awesome. All right. Well, we about to get into this indictment, man. I mean, this deposition, okay? We about to get into this deposition. This deposition is just part. It's really a long deposition. It really is. But we're going to do part 1 today. All right. We're going to do part 1 today. Okay. This is from back in 2014. So the resolution on the video is, you know, old school, whatever, right? Yeah, it'll take you out the chat because it'll take you over to another. If you're on your phone, it'll take you to another. It'll take you out, but you should be able to still, if you can, hear us in the background on your phone if you're using your phone. But I appreciate the love. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the love. Let's go ahead and start this deposition. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and drop this real quick. Let's get into this real quick. Now, this is David E. Taylor back when he was being investigated way before this even happened. So this whole story is not super brand new, but it has not been talked about in years. So a decade later, now we get to the nitty-gritty of all the things he was doing within that time frame. So, boom, let's do it.
We're on the record the time now. It's 2:41 p.m. in the matter of Deborah Ann Frazier versus Ricky Allen Frazier, case number 2010-773215-DM. There's a videotape deposition of David E. Taylor being taken at 2055 Orchard Lakes Road, Sylvan, Michigan. It is November 12, 2014. My name is Ed Boyce, legal videographer. Counsel, please introduce themselves to the record.
This is the first
Telling
official
the name, appearing on behalf of
birthday.
Rick Frazier.
Jerry Cavalier on behalf of David E. Taylor.
Steve Jenkins appearing on behalf of Deborah Frazier.
Gregory Tuma on behalf of Rick Frazier. Please have the witness sworn.
Would you please raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Okay.
Yes.
Just for the record, Mr. Taylor, you also go by the name of the Apostle?
Yes.
Okay. I would like to start by going over the records pursuant to the subpoena that we received and clarify that we have what we've asked for. Thank you. I would state for the record that we have acknowledged that due to the time constraints and that we just received some of the documents that were kind of later than we expected, that we're going to have to continue this deposition, and everyone's agreed on a date of January 9th, 2015 at 10 a.m. Is that correct, Mr. Cavalier, Mr. Jenkins, and Mr. Eugene, whether you're here or not? I have prepared an order, my secretary has, regarding the deposition and the continuing jurisdiction of the court, and I would just ask the attorneys to sign it. It's the same format as before. And Mr. Taylor, you've stated that you are not in Michigan in November and December.
You have an attorney, KP.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Yep. Speak a little louder.
Yes.
All right. So you're not in Michigan in November or December of 2000.
I recommend turning your volume
That's
up.
correct.
Yes.
Okay. And so you're saying you're not available for the deposition to be continued in either November or December?
No.
I think the answer is supposed to be yes. Can we kind of?
Oh,
he's getting confused.
to be clear, you have no availability in November or
Right.
December to continue this job.
No, I do not.
And the first available date is January 9th, 2015.
Yes. Right.
Okay. And that you're not going to be in Michigan November or December.
No, not that I'm scheduled to be.
Does that mean that you may possibly be?
No.
Well, object. Anything's possible. His schedule
Well-
reflects that his first available date is January 9th, and that's what we've
I'm
agreed to.
focusing on being in Detroit or Redford or in Michigan during December and November, and you're saying you're not going to be.
Well, like I told you, one night with the king is
Right.
just one day and I'm out. So
That's
in
December 31st.
Mhm.
And is that in
That's-
Michigan?
Yes. Mhm.
All right. I just
All right, real quick. Who is trusting him with this up here? Bruh, come on now. Just come on over here now. I mean, you was rocking this out back then, bruh. Okay, it is 2014, my brother. You got a receding hairline and a bald spot. That don't even make sense. That don't even make sense. How do your hair recede and go bald at the same time? What are you keeping? That burning bush, that bush that was burning, you went too close to it. Oh, okay, I'm done. All right.
Just want to go over the subpoena duces take them so I can make sure that we have all the documents. And the first one is all records showing Mrs. Deborah Frazier's donations to Joshua Media Ministries International, JMMI, and or any of its affiliates in 2012, 13, and 14, including but not limited to bank statements, money market accounts, certificates of deposit, etc. And I would note that may I ask you to identify this and tell me if that's what you're saying is in satisfaction of number 1 under the subpoena duces taken?
You're asking me to identify a JMMI document? Why do you ask?
You produced it to me in compliance with the subpoena. I'm just asking you to tell me if that's what you're suggesting is in compliance with number 1 under the subpoena.
Okay, this is in partial compliance. In addition to this, the 990s reflect any contributions for 2012 and 13. 14s are not available. In addition, there's a ledger that was.
Please hold. I'm trying to pull the documents and have them identified. Do you have? All right, so in compliance with the first issue and our itemization on the subpoena duces taken, we have the 990s. And I'm sorry, what did you say?
The internal summary. And would this reflect income deposits? And the ledger, that's 133 pages. I also provided the ledger to you on disk for your convenience.
The ledger starts in July 2013.
Yeah, that's not.
2012.
We have the ledger starting in July of 2013, so we're missing a year and a half.
I mean, this is diabolical, man. I can't give this. I need the money I'm gonna give him is to the barbershop, all right?
Can you tell by looking at what you have if it's there? By the dates?
This appears to begin July 1st, 2013 and conclude November of 14.
All right, so you agree that it would appear that we're missing July 2000, I'm sorry, we're missing 2012 and up until July 2013? June 30th, I'm sorry.
Yes, and if it's not on the disk, I'll be sure to provide those additional dates.
Okay, can I have you tell me, a date by which I can have that so it's in advance of the next deposition?
Within 30 days in advance of that deposition. This is ours.
It asks for bank statements, money market accounts, etc. In this one document that you provided to me, that what you referred to, I think, is the internal summary, just shows that Deborah Frazier gave $1,149,770, but there are no bank statements that show into what account this went or where those funds were deposited. And we had asked for.
There are no specific bank statements that would indicate that that was a deposit coming from Deborah Frazier. Any deposit would be a all-encompassing deposit. So if there were 5 checks received on any given day,
all right, but you obviously can tell me which bank statement includes her. So
your witness is here to testify. Your witness is here to testify.
Right, I'm asking about the subpoenaed information. I'm not asking him questions. And also, some of them were wire transfers. So they would go directly into some bank account, and we've asked for the bank statements that reference these funds that were transferred.
Okay. It's my understanding from pastor's assistant that there's no bank statement that would identify specifically that the deposit was a deposit from Deborah Frazier.
I believe that his own documents will show wire transfers. Wire transfers.
Why don't you proceed with question and answer? And if that's the case,
that's not.
I'm not here to testify. If those documents
Sir,
exist,
are you giving me documents in satisfaction of the subpoena duces tecum?
I'm giving documents produced by JMMI in response to the subpoena duces tecum that are responsive to your requests.
So how is it that it?
Okay, real quick, just to bring context. I know we're having fun with this a little bit, but I want to bring context. JMMI was the first name of the organization that had the 501c3 tax exempt code, but that code got revoked after this. So what happened is that what he did was he changed the name of the church to Kingdom Global Church or whatever it is now, and got a new tax code, 501c3, and they awarded it to him because the name had changed. The other tax code was was revoked. The name changed. They gave him a new tax code once he applied for it. So this is before Kingdom Global Church or whatever he got going on now. JMMI is basically Kingdom Global Church. Okay, it's the same organization. He just changed the name and he applied for a new tax code and they gave it to him. The IRS gave it to him. The same ministry, if you want to call it a ministry, the same organization. He just changed the name of it and he got a new tax code on the new name. That's all he did. Changed the name, kept the shenanigans. That's all it was.
That you've responded to this request if you provided me no bank statements when we know that there are wire transfers.
Because no bank statement, I'm told by another representative of JMMI, would reflect that it's a direct deposit from Deborah Frazier.
A wire deposit? Wire transfer? You don't think a bank statement would show a direct wire transfer?
Okay, I'm not here to testify. You can ask this witness questions. If you think there's more information available, then
all right, well, let me
you and
ask
I
it
can
this
discuss
way.
it off the record.
Let's ask it this way. Do you agree to provide any bank statements that would reference? Sir, I'm asking you. No, I'm asking you.
I'm not answering the question. You ask the witness.
Let me finish my question. Do you agree, pursuant to the subpoena, as his attorney, to provide me with bank statements that would show any and all wire transfers from Deborah Frazier to JMMI or David Taylor, the apostle?
If they exist, yes. But I don't know that they exist.
All right, I understand, but bank statements regarding wire transfers. And I understand that a deposit would be generic and not list on the bank statement who compiled that sum.
Counsel will look into wire transfers. I didn't make that specific inquiry because that's
not what I'm asking.
wasn't
I've moved
specifically
on.
asked for.
I've moved on. I'm asking, I want bank statements that show whenever Mrs. Frazier's check was deposited, even if it was among other checks. But if you can point to this bank statement and say Mrs. Frazier's money was deposited on this day with or without other people, I want those bank statements. Do you have any objection to that?
If they exist, I'll provide them.
Well, you would acknowledge that if it was deposited, there'd be some statement, right? There'd be something that would show that.
Most likely.
Okay.
Yeah, basically, KP. Crazy, man. This is crazy.
Okay, number 2, all records showing how Mrs. Deborah Frazier's donations to Joshua Media Ministries International, JMMI, and or any of its affiliates were spent in 2012, 13, and 14, including but not limited to canceled checks, invoices, check registers, bank statements, etc. In compliance with that request, what is it you say you're submitting?
I'm not going to proceed this way. You have a deponent. You ask him questions. He's produced these documents. He can
You
answer.
handed them to me.
He can answer.
So I just want you to tell
JMMI
me.
handed them to me, and I handed them to you.
You represent JMMI.
I
You are the
understand.
attorney of record, and I'm asking you, in satisfaction of the subpoena, what documents are you saying reference number 2?
The ledger.
The ledger shows.
Man, this gets ugly, y'all.
Where's the ledger? You're saying that the ledger you gave me somehow shows how her donations were used? Is that what you're saying? Because you said that was in compliance
I'm
with
not
number 1.
testifying to anything. You have a witness here who can testify what the ledger will reflect, whether it will reflect income and outgo.
It's pretty standard procedure in the beginning of a deposition to go over with the documents in compliance with the subpoena duces take them and to ask if you're submitting those in compliance with the various itemizations. That's all I'm asking. I'm not asking you to testify.
Yes.
So you're saying that the ledger in and of itself will show how money was spent that Mrs. Frazier gave to Pastor Taylor.
Is that a yes? The ledger will reflect?
No, because we get money from a lot of other sources. So her money wasn't necessarily used in that, what she's trying to refer to. So that I
Okay,
can't
so this is
answer.
why you need to ask the
You need to
specific
ask
questions of the deponent.
Yes.
Where's our...
Hey, yo, but he is a snake. Ooh, boy, he is a snake. I don't want to grow up.
All right, I
I'm
will
a
ask
Twitter's kid.
the
Yeah.
apostle about that because the document that I have shows it broken down to various ministries as to where it was going. So we've asked how it is and what shows that the funds were used pursuant to that designation. And I don't think the ledger shows any of that. So I don't think you've given me anything in satisfaction of itemization number 2. Number 3, any and all correspondence, communication to or from Joshua Media Ministries, International, JMMI, and or David E. Taylor with Mrs. Deborah Frazier in 2012, 13, and 14, including but not limited to emails, letters, solicitation requests, etc. I didn't see anything that referenced that.
I have none in my possession. You can ask the deponent.
So your position, they don't exist?
I don't have any in my possession. You can ask the deponent.
Board of Directors minutes for Joshua Media Ministries, International, JMMI for 12, 13, and 14. That's item number 4. We didn't get anything in that regard.
I don't have any in my possession. You can ask the deponent about the existence of those records.
Number 5, application and any supporting documents for tax exempt status for Joshua Media Ministries, JMMI.
What you've been provided is an IRS letter with an EIN indicating its tax exempt status.
We need his application. Application and any supporting documents.
Okay, you have the supporting documents.
I don't have an application.
I don't have the application either.
Does your client?
You
can ask your client. Does he have it?
Who's going to object the form?
Go ahead and object, but
Because
does
the
he have
proper-
it?
Under the court rules, the proper thing is to question the deponent. I haven't seen where attorneys need.
Man, depositions get real dirty, boy.
That's
Under the
great.
Michigan court rules, under Michigan rules of evidence.
I'm asking what you're submitting in compliance with the subpoena. Are you saying
Ms.
you
Romaine,
don't
I
have?
have given you a
Do you not
letter
have?
dated January, I'll answer the question, January 16th, 2013. That's what I have in my possession that is responsive to your request.
And you understand there's a court order that said you had to comply with the balance of requests in here. Okay, and you don't have that.
You can ask the deponent if any of the additional records exist.
Do you have the articles of incorporation?
You have been provided a copy of the bylaws and articles of Joshua Media Ministries International. It's a 3-page document.
We just have the bylaws, not the article.
The bylaws and articles are one and the same.
I don't.
You can question the deponent with regard to that document.
Yeah, this says bylaws of Joshua Media Ministries. It does not say.
Then it goes on to say Article 1,
That's
Article
not.
2, Article 3.
That's not articles of incorporation.
You can question the deponent with regard to this document.
Number 7, financial statements, records of all income and expenses for JMMI Media Ministries for 12, 13, and 14.
Financial statement for 2014 and 2012.
We don't have 2013. Is that something you have with you? Or
I don't have it with me. I've given you
No,
everything
I'm
that
just
I have
saying, you've
with
given me a pack. Do you have it? And I didn't manage to
No,
get it.
I don't have
So
it
you
with
don't have it. The list of all assets and liabilities of JMMI.
You have what I have.
I
Can
don't
you
know that. I'm
imagine?
trying to make sure that what you gave.
Can you imagine both of these lawyers in a relationship? Ooh, my Lord. the amount of debauchery in that house would be award-winning. Jeez, oh Pete.
What you think you gave me, you actually did. So do you think you gave me something called list of assets and liabilities?
We have a balance sheet. You have a balance sheet. It's 2 pages.
But not for 13, right?
It's as of November 11th, 2014.
But you don't.
It's the only balance sheet that we have.
You don't have anything for 2013.
I don't have anything other than the balance sheet that I provided to you.
All I'm trying to make sure
Ms.
is
Romaine, I am
no,
not
do not interrupt me,
JMMI.
please. Do not interrupt me, please. All I'm trying to make sure that is in this pack of information that you think you handed me, that I actually got what you think, because I don't know. There's all these things, and if you perhaps have something that you didn't hand to me, it was a little mishmash on how this was happening. It was being emailed from your office.
Could I answer?
Sure. If you don't have 13, that's what you're saying?
What I'm telling you is I have one balance sheet as of November 11th, 2014, and I provided it to you. If you have questions further than that, you have a deponent here.
Federal tax returns for JMMI Ministries for 1213.
Mr. Place an objection as to your client speaking in the deposition.
He's
The court
talking
rules,
to me.
Well, the court rules, he's participating in the deposition on the record. The court rules do not allow they allow parties to attend. They do not allow parties to speak during a deposition. If he wants to sit and watch, he can sit and watch.
He can
But
talk
it's not
to his
appropriate. It's
lawyer.
not appropriate for the client.
He
to
can
be talking.
speak to his lawyer anytime he wants, and that's what he's doing. He's not testifying. He's not sworn in. He's talking to me.
It's
and
the
that's
lawyer's
allowed.
job to do the deposition, not the client's.
He's not asking questions. Tax returns for 12 and 13. We have unsigned copies. Would you have any problem with providing signed copies?
Do they exist?
I'm not sure.
Why don't we ask the deponent? To the extent that they exist, I'll provide you a copy of the signed tax returns. These are the tax returns, and you can ask the deponent these questions that were filed with the IRS.
And federal income tax returns for 12 and 13 for David E. Taylor. Oh, we don't have his tax returns
The
for 12 and
deponent is
13.
here to tell you of the existence of the preparation of his personal tax returns. You can ask the deponent those questions.
List any and all donors by name, address, and telephone number who have contributed more than $2,000 in 12, 13, and 14 to Joshua Media Ministries International, JMMI.
You've been provided a donor list.
Yep. Our list is for 5,000 and over, and the court order said it was
The
to be provided.
990s include the 5,000 and over.
Right. But the order said I was allowed to look at those for less than $5,000 also of the donor
Well,
list.
I'm looking at the donor list, and it's $2,000 and over.
They aren't noted by year. Just,
So now you're objecting to the format of the
I
document.
have
that
not
you requested.
objected to anything. I'm just saying, do you have a document that says what year? Because we asked the question in increments of years.
Man, these lawyers need to just get a room and get it over with.
I provided what you've asked for.
And the W-2 for 2012 is missing. Do you believe you gave that to me, or is that accurate that I don't
No,
know?
I only received it 2013.
Mr. Taylor, you heard us discuss the subpoena duces tecum and the items that were requested to be produced.
Just now? Yes.
Okay. And you understand there's a court order that indicates that you have to produce these items?
Yes.
Okay. For item number 2, where we're asking for, I'm sorry, let's go back to item number 1, where we're asking for bank statements. Would you agree that when somebody does a direct wire transfer from their account to another account, that there would be a bank statement that would reflect that for the receiving party?
Of course.
Okay. And you can you produce, consistent with the subpoena, the bank statements would show Deborah Frazier's wire transfers?
Yes, of course.
And do you want to tell me, is that still the 30-day?
Yeah, we'll produce them within 30 days prior to the January 9th date if the documents exist.
He's indicated they do. So you have bank statements that show wire transfers if they were given from Deborah Frazier's account?
Yes.
Okay. And I understand that on bank statements, it may not show only Deborah Frazier's deposit being made, but you obviously have bank statements that show various deposits that are made that would include Deborah Frazier's.
Yeah, well, yeah, if she wired it.
I'm not talking about wired ones.
Okay, yeah, she gave her a check or
Right.
cash, all of that's recorded and it's all itemized. Yes.
All right, so
individually.
you would be able to tell me in what deposit those checks went into?
Of course.
And you
yes.
could provide me the bank statements?
Of course. Yes. If that's okay. Yes.
That's what's been requested
Okay.
and ordered.
That's fine. Yeah.
Why he sounds so humble now though? Yeah. He got the light voice and all that kind of stuff. Like you were just rebuking your staff, right? You were rebuking your staff and you do all this kind of stuff. But now when it's time to get to the deposition, and again, even if that video we saw earlier was at a later time, it's still the same mentality from back then. He had the mentality back then that he could do that kind of stuff. Say whatever you want to say to people in the name of the Lord and try to justify it with scriptures. And he's taking it out of context, has nothing to do with what he said. Now this guy is now in the deposition and he got a very soft voice. Yeah. Michael Jackson. Reaching out across the ocean. Oh, that's honestly now. Yeah. Now you all soft, man. When you was rebuking everybody at night service, now you soft. Come on, man. See, this guy playing a role, man. This guy's playing a role. What up, though? Abundance in the building. Everybody put abundance in the chat, please. Please put abundance in the chat. Please put abundance in the chat. We having one of them nights, abundance. We having one of those nights, okay? We having one of them Shannon Sharp type of nights. You know what I'm talking about? Oh man, for those of you that don't know, when we unpacked Shannon Sharp, man, we had a good time. But this is what we doing tonight with this guy. Let's go.
And all records showing how Mrs. Frazier's donations, this is item number 2, how they were spent, including canceled checks, invoices, etc. Now, when she makes donations, she has designated for what purpose. For example, Rosh Hashanah. What would Rosh Hashanah be?
It's a Jewish holiday that we as Christians observe, on the Jewish calendar. It's a quite celebrated holiday in Christian community in some circles, large circles, but not everyone does it.
So when Mrs. Frazier made donations that were designated as Rosh Hashanah, my subpoena duces tecum asks for canceled checks, invoices, check registers, bank statements, etc., that would back up those donations being spent for that purpose.
Yeah, that Rosh Hashanah is not so much a statement for the purpose of the money being used. It's a holiday, and it's designating when she gave an offering, like everyone else.
So it didn't go for the purpose of Rosh Hashanah in any way?
Well, Rosh Hashanah is not, it's a holiday. It's a service called Rosh Hashanah. It's
Right.
no, like when I, take up an offering for a specific thing, then, like if I say we want to raise offering for an 18-wheeler truck, then, and I say we're going to use this money for that, then it goes directly to that. This is a service, such like a Sunday morning service or Easter service. And you don't purposeful, when the people give donations, you don't say where it goes to the Easter egg, you understand what I'm saying? The Rosh Hashanah is the name of a Jewish holiday.
No, I'm aware of that.
Okay, great.
How long do you think Rosh Hashanah lasts? How many days?
10 days.
Now, one of her donations is listed as a money order. And would you have deposited that into the general fund?
Yeah, I'm sure it would go there.
All right, and you can produce a bank statement that would correlate with that deposit.
We have everything on record.
Okay. When she talks about a leadership conference in Taylor, what would that money be related to?
Well, there are different services that are held, and we have people who attend those services and they give in those services. So when you see leadership is designating the type of service we're having, did that make sense?
So you have a specific service called the leadership conference?
Yes, where I teach leaders.
And do people have to pay to go into that service?
No, everything is free. They donate freely in the offering.
Now, is there a reason you didn't bring the documentation that backs this up because you say it exists?
Yeah, it's not a reason we didn't. I just think that maybe my office didn't quite understand everything that was asked for in detail, like you're asking. But it's no problem. We can provide that.
All right, when you say your office,
Yes.
where would that be?
I have an office here in Taylor, Michigan.
And what,
Speak up,
what is
man.
that address?
2320 Superior Road.
What are the numbers?
I'm saying 20, I think 320.
Something like that. Something like that. Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Mhm.
Say it again.
20320.
Okay, 5 digits.
Yeah.
Okay, Superior
Road.
and that's Taylor.
Michigan.
Oh, really?
This designated as an office on the outside of the building?
I'm sorry, what are you saying?
When you look at this 20320 Superior Road in Taylor, what does the outside of the building look like? Does it say JMMI? What does it say?
Yeah, it says JMMI.
JMMI? And do you take up the entire building?
For what now?
For JMMI, for your office?
We don't have to use the entire building for office facilities. We just use part of it.
What's the rest of the building used for?
Having services.
Is this the church in Taylor that you go to?
I don't understand what you're asking. Will you rephrase? Will you?
Isn't there a church that you can go to?
Really? On Sunday, but yeah.
Is that this same building?
We let them use the building on Sunday morning.
Okay, when you say we let them, who's we and who's them?
JMMI owns the building, and there's a church called Kingdom Family Church that they are just getting started, so they don't have a large overhead or nothing like that. We allow them to use the building on Sunday, since I use the building more so for massive conferences and services, things like that.
When did JMMI purchase this building?
I think that was in maybe 2 years ago. Yeah, a little over 2 years ago.
Does it have a mortgage?
No, it's paid off.
Bullshit. Bullshit. Bullshit.
Kingdom, I'm sorry, was it Kingdom Family?
KFC, Kingdom Family Church.
Did they pay rent?
Not really, no.
Let me place some objection on the record. I've given a lot of latitude so far in this very brief deposition, but the objection is to relevance. I don't know how this possibly relates to the issues of parenting time and or spousal support.
There's more to it than that.
Okay, you can go ahead and answer the question.
So when you say your office, are you referring exclusively to this 20320 Superior Road building?
Yes.
You do not have an office in any other city or state?
Yes, we do.
Okay, do you want to tell me about those?
And we're getting those more established. One in St. Louis, another in Budapest, Hungary, Europe, Korea, Arizona.
You have offices in those 4 places?
Yes.
All right, may I have the address of the St. Louis office?
We usually use a P.O. box for that.
I want the actual street address.
Well, we are just getting things established there for us before we get a building. So I usually use my P.O. box as an address for that. So to say that we have just offices in a public building, like I usually use my Taylor residence for the professional address.
All right, so wait a second, the Taylor residence?
Taylor building, Taylor office facilities.
Yeah. Right, you refer to it as a Taylor residence. Do you own a home?
No, I'm sorry. I mean Taylor building on Superior.
Okay.
It's in a corporate area, so it's an office building. It's not a residence. Sorry.
Okay, but it's also used as a church by some people, at least.
Yes, we allow churches to use.
Okay, so the office is. Are you saying there is no physical place in St. Louis that your ministry operates out of?
No, I mean a building physically. I used to have one, but not now. I moved all of my physical, I want to say residence. What word should I use? I moved all my physical place here in Taylor.
So there's nothing in St. Louis anymore.
A P.O. box.
Well, that's not a.
Well, our mail go there. That's huge. It's massive. It's huge.
So when you say that's huge and massive, you're referring to the amount of mail you get there?
Well, mail. I mean, corresponding with people is very important to us. So that's big to us.
But you don't have any place in St. Louis that you work out of or anybody else works out of?
We may work out of our little home or whatever with a computer.
What do you mean your little home? What does that mean?
Well, I mean, like if I have a staff person, until we raise enough money to by another office facility. In that
Called a
area,
sweatshop,
then,
ma'am.
You know,
Sweatshop.
they do it out of, you know, my staff that is there. They do it out of the place they may live. So that's
They
why
do it out,
saying,
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Do it out of the place that.
yeah, their little office that they have in there, the place they stay in at this
That
time.
boy
But
Big
somebody
Worm
should be
got this
working
deposition
technically, in
going
your
on,
opinion, out
dog.
of
Big
their home.
Worm.
Like you do out of yours. Right?
No,
Big
no.
Worm.
I mean, you
I
have a
have an
computer.
office.
Yeah, I know, but you have a computer at
Deposition.
your home, and you have an office. I have an office too. It's here. So I'm saying I travel. I'm mobile. I live in St. Louis, so there are things that have to be done there. So we take laptops. I'm sure you got a laptop, right? Yeah.
This isn't about me.
Yeah. But I'm just trying to.
Well,
give you
I'm trying to
understanding.
figure out.
Yes.
Where was the building that you say you no longer have? What was that address?
That was in St. Louis on Patterson. I can't remember the address.
You don't know the address of the building that you
Yeah,
own?
it's been years ago.
You said it was just a couple years ago.
No, I didn't say a couple. I said years ago.
How many years ago did you cease owning this building?
I didn't own it. It was a rental property.
It was a rental property in St. Louis?
Yes.
And what was the purpose of that property?
Office facilities.
And how big was it?
Objection to relevance.
Okay.
You can answer the question, but I'm going to place a standing objection on the
That's
record.
fine.
It was probably about 3,000 square feet, just for office facilities. Yeah.
And you paid rent to somebody? Who did you pay it to?
I don't remember the guy's name who owned it.
Okay, but you don't have any physical facility that you operate out of
I
in
don't have
St.
a
Louis?
building there. My building, like I said, I moved my offices here.
No, I understand. But
Okay.
aside from an office, anything else, even
That's
that.
what I'm saying.
No,
We
let me
moved-
just finish so we're real clear what I'm asking.
Okay.
Anything even other than an office.
I've shared with you that.
Let me
they may
let me
do it.
finish so you
Okay.
can understand.
Okay.
I'm not talking about people that work out of their home.
Yes.
I'm talking about any other building or facility that you or your ministry works out of in St. Louis.
Yes. I have staff who work out of a home that.
No, I understand that.
they
I'm asking
live-
about something else.
I'm just saying I don't have what you're asking. I don't have a physical building there like that. It's up here in Taylor. This is where our professional offices are.
Where's the residential center that is on your asset and liability sheet?
Oh, it's in St. Louis.
Okay.
But that's not an office.
I'm not,
Yeah.
I asked a few times, it doesn't have to be an office, any facility, building, structure that you work out of, office or otherwise.
Okay.
So there is a residential center.
Oh, yes. Of course. You should have said that earlier. I didn't know
No,
what
you
you
should
said.
have answered earlier.
No, you didn't.
Residential
You didn't
center.
explain enough.
Residential center is in St. Louis.
Be direct and specific so I can answer your
So
question.
that's why I was suggesting you not interrupt me so that I could finish the sentence and you'd be real clear what we were asking.
Okay.
So a residential center does exist in St. Louis.
Oh, of course. Yes.
Okay.
But that's not an office.
It doesn't have to be an
Although-
office.
Okay. I thought you was talking about a professional location like this.
No,
we have that in Taylor. Okay.
I did not limit my question to an office.
Okay. So yeah, be more specific so I can know what you're saying.
I believe I was.
Be more Pacific so I can understand what you're saying, dog. Be more Pacific, man. You feel me? I ain't know what you were saying, ma'am. You know. He said, do you have his Durham mugshot? Oh, do we have the mugshot? Do we have the mugshot? Yeah. You talking about this right here? This one? Oh my Lord. Oh my Lord. This man has a receding bald line of hair. I mean, this is not even George Jefferson. You feel me? This is exclusively him. You feel me? This is just him. And there is no other hairline that's related to this guy. All right. This specific diabolical foolishness that we're looking at is specifically designed for him because he looked like this, then this. We go here, then we take it here. You know what I'm saying? Splack Al, Kablooski. You feel me? Like you can't make this up. You can't make this up. It's absolutely diabolical what we got going on right now. Let's go. Let's go.
All right, so what is this residential center?
It's a house, ma'am. It's a house. A residential center is a house. Hey man, he called the residential centers.
Oh, this is a place that the ministry owns. Well, not own. We're in the process of buying that. Yeah, we don't
So are
own
you
it yet.
renting to buy, or are you?
Yeah, we're leasing to buy.
You have that as an asset of 2,844,500. So do you own it?
I just answered that, didn't I? I said we didn't own it.
Okay,
We're
but
leasing
where
to buy
does
it.
the, I'm sorry?
We're leasing to buy it. Did you? I thought we just said that.
All right, but
Yeah.
you have listed it as an asset worth $2,844,000.
Oh, that should be more of a liability. Yeah. Would you?
This brother sassy for real, KP.
Oh, okay. Yes.
This brother sassy too, man.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. What we have already paid compared to what it's worth. Is that what you're saying? What
You
because
listed it.
it's not paid off. Like,
All right, so where does the number 2,844,000 come from on your
that's
asset and liability?
That's, I guess, the appraisal value of the home or the residential center. Yeah.
Is it a home?
No, it's a residential center. We use it.
Right. So you're saying it's not something you own, but you have it listed as an asset of $2.8 million.
That's probably a mistake. Like I say, it probably should be a liability. Yeah, that should be a liability. I think that was an error there.
Who prepares this? This document called balance sheet.
I don't know. I don't know which one of them. I have 3 people in the office that could do this. I don't know which one.
Who would those 3 people be?
Michelle, Ashley.
What's Michelle? Is it just Michelle?
Probably yes.
And her last name?
Brannon.
Brandon, Michelle Brannon. Here we go, all the way back in 2014.
Okay, and the next person?
Ashley Ware.
How do you spell Ashley?
Ashley.
And how do you spell Ware?
Ware. Okay.
And the next one?
Brashira. I really don't know how to spell that one. Brashira.
Is it a man or woman?
It's a lady.
Bashira?
Yeah.
And her last name?
You know, I'm trying to pronounce that. Hargus.
Can you just spell it?
Haque, something like that. Yeah.
Are these all employees?
No, they are volunteer workers. One is employee.
Who's the employee?
Michelle.
And these 2 people are volunteers?
Yes.
Do you have an accountant that does any kind of accounting work for you?
We have a private firm, yes.
And who is that?
Davis and Associates.
Davidson?
Davis and Associates.
Davis and Associates?
Yo, I'm gonna tell you something right now. Shout out to Tracy Talks, man. Shout out to Tracy Talks. Let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something. If you want to get information, like all the way to the follicles of a person's fingernails, just ask a black woman. She will give you everything. All the stuff you didn't even think about, she has already thought about it. You know what I'm saying? She has already thought about it, man. She said the first address in the indictment is a business. That's facts. The rest of the addresses are homes nearing $2 million. That's a fact. That is a fact. I'm so glad I'm letting y'all read the indictment for yourselves. Y'all do your own research. This is beautiful. I was waiting for somebody to talk about this part. Bro, these are houses. These are not residential centers. That's called a house, brother. I almost with the but dude, you're calling residential centers, you calling homes residential centers is crazy. Why are we laughing so much? Because we have every right to laugh at this guy. This guy think he the smartest person in the room. He think he know everything. He thinks he can just say anything and you just believe it. He think you stupid. He's the type of person that he automatically think that you stupid and you don't know nothing. You don't know nothing, and he know everything, and he could tell you everything, and it don't even matter. This is the type of person he is. Then you get somebody grilling him, he want to act like a little mouse. He want to have a little cat voice. I don't know. I mean, I don't have record of that. I don't recall. You need to ask Michelle. Ask Michelle. Michelle Brannon? Yeah, ask her. But you was just talking about rebuking your staff. You correct all these people around you. You done had a face-to-face encounter with a bush burning burning flames, which explains a lot in this area right here. Okay, like, bruh, you got to be the goofiest dude on earth, man, to think that we're gonna fall for this. Now, there are some people who fall for it, and it's like, oh my God, how did you do that? It's because there are going to be a people who are going to have itching ears. Itching ears. All itching ears are people who only gravitate and attach themselves to anything that sounds good to the flesh. Anything that sounds good to the flesh, they attach themselves to it. Anything that make me feel good, anything that make me feel self-centered, they gonna gravitate to that. That's itching ears. Gossip, all that kind of stuff. That's itching ears. That's what people. So those people who are donating on, that's what they got. They have not been developed yet. So you could be developed physically, but mentally, you could be way back there. Just because you're 35 don't mean you act mature. There are some people that are 35 that act like they still 12. And he's going after those type of people. That's what makes this so disgusting. Is that you'd rather go after, and then when somebody challenges your thought process, your first thing is, let me try to use some of my power and trump them with some of my knowledge that they may not know about, because I'm assuming they don't know nothing about church like I do. So let me go ahead and just pop off on some stuff, and then all of a sudden, you think you are that guy because you can do that, but you're not making any sense. You're not making any sense. So what you're talking about, sir, has no relevance. You're the most irrelevant person. You're just a con man. You're a con man, bruh.
And where are they located?
In St. Louis.
So you don't know who prepared this balance sheet?
Like I say, it could have been one of those three. I don't want to tell you a story. I can't tell you exactly.
I don't want you to tell me anything you can't verify.
So I don't
but
know.
Your accountant did not.
Now, what are you asking? Are you asking if the accountant did the balancings, or did someone provide these sheets to you? What are you saying? What are you saying?
In terms of who prepared this document about assets and liabilities, would your accountant have prepared this?
I don't think my accountant did that. I think that the internal office tried to answer your questions, and they pulled information from maybe documents that my professional firm did and tried to give you what you needed.
So were these documents created for the purpose of this deposition, or did they exist before?
Oh, they exist before. We have everything documented. Everything. Every penny.
But you acknowledge that you believe this 2.8 million is an error.
It has to be, because the residential center is not paid off. So it couldn't be an asset, right? It's a liability. I think that's how the banks would show it, right? You would know that, right?
I don't answer questions. This is the one way.
Okay, I'm
just
just saying, I'm trying to get understand.
All right, so tell me the residential center. Did we get an address for that? I need an address for the residential center.
Yeah, 24,000 Tempage.
What is it?
Tempage, T-I-M.
T-I-M.
P-A-I-G-E.
That's the name of the street?
Yes, Tempage.
That type of Tim Page?
Tim Page, yeah.
Avenue, road, anything?
I think it's road, probably.
And that is in St. Louis?
Yes, Chesterfield, Missouri.
So you're renting with an option to buy?
Yes.
And who is the owner then?
The ministry. Oh, no, I'm sorry. The ministry is renting with the option to buy. The owner is Harold Lewis.
Okay, and what goes on at the residential center?
Well, I mean, it's
objection to form of the question. What are you trying to ask?
Yeah.
What is its purpose? Who goes there?
It is really it's a gathering place for our ministry where I bring in different leaders and also the staff that we have as a place of, maybe resort and teaching and training.
Resort?
Yeah, teaching. A resort where we teach and train.
What do you mean by the word resort? Usually people think of that as...
Maybe I'm not saying it right. Let's strike that word. Maybe it's a place where they can come and be refreshed. Like, I don't know if you have ever been on Christian retreats or things like that where people can go and hear the word of God and also relax and that kind of thing. So,
but it's not a church?
No, it's not a church.
Do people live there?
It's habitable, yes. We could live there. We could stay overnight.
Do people stay overnight and live there?
No, people stay overnight. When I have guests in, they could come in and do that. But I have my own apartment. I stay in a small apartment.
In the residential center?
No, I have my own personal apartment.
Okay, we'll get to that. But
so what I'm saying, so the residential center is used, it has bedrooms and stuff like that, so you can stay in there. But it's more
Tracy on it, dog. Tracy is
where,
on it, bro.
People can refresh. Am I answering right? Am I okay?
You're confident of that address that you gave me on Tim Page?
Yeah, 24,000. Is that right?
You tell me.
I thought that is.
You're confident of that address, though?
I think so. I think that's right. Am I wrong? Do I need to look something up? What's the?
You're answering the question to the best of your knowledge.
Yes, thank you.
Is it possible that it's 15,400?
Oh yes, that's right. 15,400. That is right. That's totally off. Thank you guys. Y'all are sharp.
I'm going to show you a picture of 15,400 Tim Page. And this is in a residential neighborhood?
Yes.
And it is a home.
Yeah, but it's a residential center. That's what the ministry.
Right, but this is in a residential neighborhood. Is that right?
Yes,
okay.
Of course.
Is it like a subdivision with different houses up and down the street?
I don't think I would call it a subdivision, but it's other homes around it.
So it is.
It's a residential area, yeah.
Do the neighbors there know you're operating a ministry out of there? Did they got to answer yes or no?
Yes.
And this is actually not listed as St. Louis. It's listed as Chesterfield.
Yeah, I said that earlier. I said Chesterfield, Missouri.
No, you said.
Did you hear me say that?
You're being argumentative.
Yeah.
Objection. He did say Chesterfield. I have it written down.
You're not
I
listening.
didn't hear it.
You're not listening. Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I. Okay, so the residential center is in Chesterfield, Missouri.
Chesterfield, yes.
And it's actually what had been used as a home by people previously. It's not an office building or.
Oh, no, it's not in a business center area.
Okay.
It's in a residential area, but it's remote. It is not like upon, it's spacious, so you can understand what I'm saying.
Well, it says it's 8,204 square feet.
Yes.
Okay, and you told me the owner was
Harold Lewis.
Harold Lewis, and,
Yes.
and who is Harold Lewis?
He is a sports agent for many years.
Does he reside in that house?
No.
And do you know where he lives?
Yes, but I can't give his address. I don't know that information.
What city or what state?
Oh, Lake St. Louis.
Lake St. Louis?
Yes, Lake St. Louis. That's another suburb out by Chesterfield.
So is it Lake or St. Louis?
Maybe, what did I say?
You said Lake St. Louis, which I didn't think made sense.
Yeah, I'm probably quoting that wrong. It's an area. It's like a suburb, and there's Lake. I think it's Lake St. Louis. Lake. I'm not sure. I'm not positive, but I know it has Lake something in it.
So you're purchasing this home from Harold Lewis?
Yes. The ministry is, not the ministry.
And when you say it's remote, how do people get there then?
I mean, it's not just, it's a gate.
Gated community?
Yes, not community. The house is gated.
How many nights a year would you say that you sleep there?
Oh, I don't know, because I'm always traveling on the road.
You can approximate.
And I'm in, usually when I have guests or, I don't know, I really don't have, what are you looking for? How many? I don't have.
How many nights would you spend?
It just,
at
it
that
varies. It
residential center?
depends if I'm traveling or if I'm in my own apartment.
You
Usually
can
I'm out of town
approximate.
so much.
Right, I understand.
Yeah.
But still, how many nights would you spend there?
If I'm there for a week, I may spend 2 nights and just check on things. But
What do you mean
I
just
can't really
check on
say.
things?
Well, I mean, it's a residence, it's something you must check on, keep up.
Now you said you have an apartment?
Yes.
And what's that address?
2008 Victory Way Lane.
2008
2008 Victory Way Lane.
Victory
Way Lane.
in what city?
Florissant, Missouri.
Can you spell that?
Florissant, Florissant.
How far is that from Chesterfield?
Probably 35 minutes.
Okay, and then, all right, so how many nights a year do you sleep at the apartment?
I can't say. I don't know how to answer that. I really don't know how to answer that.
Just an approximation.
I can't say.
Well, how often do you go to the apartment?
I'm out of town so much, but I'm trying to think. What are you looking for?
In the last 3 months, how many times have you gone to the
Okay,
apartment?
now you're making sense. Okay, so we probably could say, narrowing it down like that, maybe 10.
And then in the last 3 months, how many nights or times would there be at the residential center?
Maybe 5, something
like that. So even though it's called a residential center, you don't have people staying there continuously?
No.
There is nobody that resides there
No.
as their primary residence?
No.
And what do you pay in rent on the apartment?
900 and something. I'm not sure. It's about 9.
And does anybody else live with you
You're not sure how much rent you pay? Man, shut up, man.
there?
No. Well, my babies, my 2 children.
Your babies live there?
Yeah, they, Joshua and Destiny.
Joshua, what's Joshua's full name?
Objection to relevance.
That's okay. What's his name?
Josh, do I need to answer that?
Yeah, you can go ahead and answer, but with the understanding that this is
I
an
understand.
ongoing objection.
I get it.
Okay.
Joshua.
Caleb Taylor.
How do you spell Caleb?
CALEB.
And this lady don't care
How
about
old? What's the date
nothing.
of birth?
She is out
18
there.
years old.
What's that date of birth?
December the 21st, 1999.
1999, did you say?
Yeah.
Okay, and your other child?
Destiny Taylor.
How do you spell that?
Destiny.
And her middle name?
Nann.
And
Taylor.
date of birth?
January 16th, 1997. She's 17.
Okay, so you threw me there when you referred to them as your babies. They're actually teenagers.
I know. They're always children to your father. They always be my.
Do you have any other
babies.
children?
Yes. Isaiah Webster.
How do you spell that?
ISAIAH.
Middle name?
I don't have that. Webster.
You don't know his middle name?
No, I don't think he has one. Yeah. WEBSTER.
And his date of birth?
His date of birth is February 3rd, 1990. No, I'm sorry, 2003.
Any other children?
That's it.
3. All right. When you refer to Joshua and Destiny, you say they live at your apartment?
Mhm.
Can I answer yes or no?
Oh, yes. Mhm.
Is that full time?
No, it's joint custody with their mom,
And who's their mother?
Tabitha A. Taylor,
And where does she live?
in St. Louis.
So if you're traveling so much and you only get to these places, whatever, 10 times in 3 months, is that the primary place that you see Joshua and Destiny?
No,
Where else would you see them?
I have an apartment.
No, I'm talking about the apartment.
Mhm.
Is that where you see them?
Well, you asked about how often I go to the residential center. You didn't ask about the apartment.
No, I
So that's
asked
where
about
we really
both.
stay.
I asked
Well, no,
about
you
both.
weren't specific about the apartment directly. The time we have there. Your questions was about the residential
I asked
center.
both, and you said in about 3 months you would probably go there about 10 times, and you paid
Mhm.
$900 a month in rent.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you was asking about the residential center. No. When I'm in town, it's more than that there at the apartment where I pay $900. I thought you were speaking of the residential center. I'm sorry.
Okay, so at the apartment,
Mhm.
in a 3-month period of time, how often do you think you stay there?
I try to make it back every weekend. So in 3 months, you would say out of 12 weeks, you would say maybe 12. No, maybe I'm sorry, 11 at the most, and 9 at the least, if I'm really busy.
All right, so when you said 10 times in 3 months, that's kind of accurate then, isn't it?
Yeah, but I thought I was referring to that was really another amount for the residential center to check on things. Yeah.
All right, so the residential center, you also spend approximately 10 nights in a 3-month period of time?
Not really, no. I was referring to maybe going there. That's what I thought you were referring to. So,
Not sleeping there?
no, but I have slept there
Are
sometimes.
you the caretaker of the residential center?
Well, I'm the caretaker, but I have help. My staff helps. So I usually will have them go out there and take care of things when I'm gone. So
When you
I don't
refer
know
to
if I could say I'm the caretaker because I'm always gone. So I have a staff that really see to it. and
Who's
care
the
for it.
staff that you refer to in doing that?
It's a list of people.
Where's the key to the place kept?
With the caregiver, the person who we have look at the place.
All right, who is that person?
James Gregory.
And is he on staff
Yes. Mhm.
with JMMI?
Mhm.
You have to answer yes or
Yes.
no.
Also. Yeah.
And is he volunteer or paid?
Volunteer at this time.
And he has the key in his possession.
Yes.
Who is the mother of Isaiah Webster?
Monica Webster.
Where does she live?
In Washington State.
What city?
I'm not sure now. It was Tacoma.
West Tacoma?
Yeah.
Were you married to Miss Webster?
No.
Do you have any kind of custodial relationship with Isaiah?
Yes.
And what is that?
Just I'm his father, and I have the rights to see him and have him. So.
Okay, but what I mean by custodial
Okay.
relationship, do you have any kind of joint legal, joint
Oh, no.
physical?
No.
Nothing on paper?
No.
You got to answer not.
No.
Okay, so when was the last time you saw him?
It's been a while now.
What would that be? Just approximate.
Maybe a year. Yeah.
Are there court proceedings related to this child? Paternity,
I wanna
child
say-
support?
Oh yeah, child support.
You
Yes.
pay child support?
Mhm.
You have to answer, I'm sorry, yes or
Yes.
no.
Yes, I do.
And how much do you pay in child support?
$450
$450
Yes.
a month?
It's amazing
What
how
about the
things
2
just
other
have
children?
to keep coming to him. He just don't remember nothing. He just don't know anything.
$750 a month
Until somebody
for
say something, he like,
Joshua
oh yeah,
and
yeah,
Destiny?
yeah.
Yes. Mhm.
Whatever, dog.
And were you married to their mother?
Yes.
I'm sorry. And her name was Tabitha.
Yes.
And when were you divorced?
In February of 2010,
And in what county and state?
St. Louis. these questions necessary?
Place the standing objection on the record.
Okay. Do I have to answer, or do I still have to answer?
You need to answer the
And
question.
I would just note that you're having a conversation with the deponent, just for the record.
I'm indicating that he has to answer the question.
Yeah, he said 010, bro.
Um,
2010 is 010.
So when someone says to you,
Ain't that crazy, bro?
where is your residence? Is, well, tell me what your answer is.
I let them know where I live.
And where would you say that is?
My apartment, 208 Victory Way Lane.
Okay, so that would be where you actually reside. I'm sorry, reside.
Mhm.
Do you have a driver's license?
Yes,
And what address is on that?
2008 Victory Way Lane.
And when you refer to your babies, your two teenagers,
Mhm.
do they live primarily with their mother? If you're
Um,
traveling so much?
Well, she has them. If I don't, come back like in 1 week or so, of course they're with her. But we have joint custody, so she has them half of the week. I have them the other half.
Except you say you travel so much, you're not really around.
And but I did tell you I try to come back like on the weekends. That's what my time is
So do you see your children every weekend?
mostly.
And that would be in the apartment.
Yes, or wherever we go. They've come out to the residential center too. So
To sleep overnight?
yeah, they've done that before.
Now, has Debbie Frazier ever been to the residential center?
Is that something I should answer, or yes, she has.
And when was that?
When was the last time? I think the 4th of July. No, I don't. I'm trying to remember if the 4th of July was the accurate time because we had the staff out. So I think she was there.
And would she have swam in the pool there? Pardon me?
I'm not sure.
Are there dogs there?
Dogs?
Yeah, are there ever dogs that are at the residential center?
No.
So when Debbie Frazier goes to St. Louis, do you know where she goes or stays when she's there?
No, I don't. I don't know all of that information. I know when she has come, people from my staff, when we do crusades, they stay in a hotel. Yeah.
What do you mean when you do crusades?
Well, I do crusades all over the country. So if I carry our team to St. Louis, of course, we've done that where we have a bigger crusade than the team from Taylor and Arizona and other places come in and they get hotels.
How many times do you have crusades in St. Louis?
Well, now with my schedule, it's only once a year now because I can't hold them 4 times a year like I used to.
What is Deborah Frazier's relationship to JMMI?
She is, first of all, a wonderful mother.
No, I'm asking about JMMI.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm getting there. So yours. So, and she really is a worker, a very diligent worker in the ministry.
What does that mean?
Well, she helped service people, help people.
Tell me what that means.
Poor,
Tell me what that
poor.
means. Where do they feed the poor?
Well, before, of course, that the food bank moved out, she was also helping in that with our ministry.
Okay, I don't know anything about
a food bank. You don't understand that?
No, you said before it moved out. I don't know anything about a food bank moving out.
Yeah. Well, we had
out of where?
Out of our building. They wanted to get a bigger place. So, but for about 6 years, we housed a food bank.
Hold on a sec.
Okay.
Food bank moved out of your building. What building are you talking about?
Taylor.
Taylor.
Here in Taylor, yes.
So there was a food bank.
Yes.
In what building?
In the Taylor building, on Superior Road. But it's no longer there. But those are the kind of services she would do, where she would have our ministry would join with them. Like I say, I let the building out to different ministries to do multiple things. So they would
for free?
Yes, for free.
Okay, so there was a food bank, and you're saying that Deborah Frazier worked at the food bank?
She helped some. She didn't just work all the time, but that's the kind of work that she would do.
When did the food bank leave?
When was that? Earlier this year. They went to try to get a bigger place, I guess.
What was it called? Food bank?
You know, that's the name they
Yeah.
use. That's the name they use. So I don't.
They have a sign that said food bank.
Yeah, probably something like that.
Well, I mean, do you know or not know?
I just don't. I'm not really sure. All I know is that that's the common word that they would use, and they would bring gleaners in 18-wheeler truck and just feed hundreds of families.
Do you know what agency was involved in this? Who organized the
It
food
was a
bank?
ministry that was connected with us, so I don't have all that information.
Well, when somebody comes to you and says, "Can we use part of your building
Yeah.
to feed the poor?" Do you ask who they are?
Of course.
Okay, and who were these folks?
They were a ministry that came in. You know, they were more so feeding the poor.
But
doing
by
more
what
than-
name were they known?
Okay. See, they, you know, I don't know. They didn't go by a name like that. I know they were established and incorporated. I could just tell you their names as individuals, but their organization, we were really covering them and supporting that and helping that.
What do you mean you were covering them?
Well, you know, they needed a place to do that out of and a place to bring the 18-wheeler to.
But
feed many
you said
people.
they were incorporated?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But
yes?
their name, yes, but their name, I don't know their name. I don't know their official name. I just know it was a ministry team, and they were doing this work.
Okay. When Miss Frazier goes to St. Louis, what does she do for you or the ministry or whoever?
Well, when she goes to St. Louis, she works in the Crusades. Like if I'm having a service there, she ushers.
Where would this physically be?
The Crusade.
Right.
At a friend of mine, a bishop's church, who has a large facility in the suburb.
In the suburb?
Mhm.
What city?
Florissant, Missouri.
Can you spell that again? FL.
FLORISSANT.
What's the bishop's name?
Bishop Matthew Ferguson.
And what's the name of the church?
Abundant Life Fellowship.
And do you have an address?
I really don't know it.
So the crusade does only once a year, isn't it?
Yes. Mhm.
Okay, but Debbie Frazier goes to St. Louis and works for you much more frequently than once a year.
Of course. Mhm.
Okay. So she does a crusade once a year, and when would that be?
We usually do it right after the spring, or
After the spring?
Yeah,
You
you're
mean
talking
in
about the
summer?
crusade, and you're talking about the crusade in St. Louis, right?
Right.
Okay, yeah.
So
After
would
the
that mean
spring-
summer?
Yeah, you probably say the beginning of summer.
You don't have it at the same time every year?
No, we can't. The schedule is too sporadic to do that.
Okay, and how long does it last?
About 3 days.
And what exactly would Deborah Frazier do to assist in the crusade?
She ushers. She mostly and any type of help that is needed by anybody coming in assistance, she assists them.
All right, give me an example of what that would mean.
Like if someone coming in a wheelchair or something like that, and she's helping them. She's a great parent.
A great parent?
Yes, she's a great parent.
Okay.
And a great
What
help.
does that have to do with what she does at St. Louis?
Oh, I think her being a great parent has a lot to do with the way her character is in the ministry too.
Do you realize she has only supervised visits with her children?
Oh, I know all of that. Yes.
Okay. She talked to you about that?
Should
You don't have
answer
to look
something
at,
like that?
at your lawyer. I'm asking you the question.
Well, I'm going to object
Yeah.
based on privilege between the priest and penitent.
Priest?
He's got the priest penitent privilege. He doesn't have to answer any questions specific to conversations with his members.
I don't think he's a priest.
He's
Sorry.
got the priest penitent privilege.
I-
Doesn't have
I'm-
to be a priest. You can be a minister.
Do you have a site
or
for that?
No, I don't.
I'm just going to make that. No, again,
Should
there's
have
a certain decorum you've got. I'm going to raise an objection. There's two things that are happening with your client. One, he's clearing. Two, he's making comments. It's inappropriate. That's unprofessional. You're the
Right.
attorney. If he wants to participate, he shouldn't be glaring, shaking his head, rolling his eyes, and making comments. He's allowed to be here. He's not. That's not appropriate.
And
for
I
him to be
concur
here.
in that objection.
That's fine.
Let's take a 5-minute break. I need to use the restroom.
Go ahead. It's 4:01. Just for-
All right, that's part one of the deposition. All right, we're gonna leave it right here. But you see how snarky this dude is, man. Dude is super snarky, man. He is super like he thinks he has everything under control. But I'm gonna say one thing though. This attorney, this prosecutor, right? When I was listening to this indictment, I mean the deposition, I'm like, all right, she is letting him lead her to her next questions based upon his answers, which is something you don't want to do. You want to ask questions to get to what it is that you're trying to find out about. Whoever this lady is that she's talking about, or he talked about, that does this, food bank thing or whatever, or his visitations with his kids or whatever, like all that stuff doesn't matter when it comes to what the problem is. The problem is that he is trafficking people. He is trafficking people. He is forcing the labor on people to gain donations and money and stuff like that. Now, back then in the 2014, I'm not sure if this lady understood that's what was going on. But if you had a suspicion about it, at least you can ask questions that's concerning your suspicion. Him saying something like he have an answer, then something in the answer, it just feels weird. Then she jumps on that and asks about that. Then another answer feels weird in that answer. Then she jumps on that and asks about that. And it's like, you're like, get to what it is you're trying to find out. That's the reason why the defense attorneys were like, yo, this is inappropriate. This is that, because you need to stay on topic. What is it that you're trying to find out? Are you trying to find out that he's doing some trafficking, money laundering, or whatever? If you're trying to do that, then go ahead and do that. You know what I'm saying? Do not allow his answers to lead you to your next question. You know what I'm saying? That is something that you don't want to do. That's something that you don't want to do. This has been very, very interesting, man. Again, I'm going to do a part 2 of this because we got more to talk about with this deposition, and there's more stuff to talk about as well when it comes to the indictment. I think I'm going to definitely do another video on this, at least a video, and premiere it, and go from there. Cindy from sunny South Florida said, I don't know. I think I disagree with you. I think she's laying a foundation to come for him. Yeah, I understand her foundation should be laid upon what it is she's trying to get to. So if she's trying to get to the fact that he is utilizing monies in a way, if he utilizes money in a way that is illegal and all that kind of stuff, it's a deposition. It's not a trial. So in a trial, I would expect these type of questions in a trial. I wouldn't expect these type of questions in a deposition, because you're mainly trying to get the basis of what it is, which she did get ahead of time. And then she's only doing it based upon what she was provided. So you can only go off of that as well. I think the attitude with the questions was not really, like, it threw the rhythm off. All I'm saying is, if a defendant is answering questions, and in the answer something is off, but that thing that's off is not related to what it is you're trying to find out, then it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? What matters is whatever he or she says that goes against your theory of what it is. Then you can lay more foundation on that. Laying foundation on outskirts of something else it's unnecessary in this particular case, because what is your theory? Okay, my theory is that he is doing some money laundering, or he is scamming people, or whatever. Okay, so ask the scamming questions. You can't scam in child support. A man can't scam in child support, because child support is the scam. Okay, so that's not that. You can't, you know what I'm saying? Like you can't utilize that. Like, okay, he paid $450 in child support. Even though that's odd, that's still a court ordered child support. Like, His answer is his answer on that. It doesn't lay a foundation to anything. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't lay a foundation to anything. If he's ordered to pay a certain amount of money in child support, even though we know he probably got millions of dollars, right? Using that to lay a foundation is counterproductive and counterintuitive because that's a court ordered thing. You can't, that doesn't lay a foundation to anything. You see what I'm saying? So that kind of stuff is like, whatever he paying child support, it don't even matter. What is he doing with these people's money? And why he got so many houses? And where is money coming from all these houses? And who is working under him to get this money for these houses? And why? And in these houses, what is going on in these houses? Is there anything illegal going on in these houses? Like, that is where we need to go. We don't need to go. We don't need to go any other further. People scam child support all the time, hiding assets and income. It doesn't matter. If he's already paying a certain amount of money in child support, it don't matter. That's not a part of JMMI. You see what I'm saying? That has nothing to do with the church and the ministry and whatever he was doing under that. That's a personal matter. We're trying to investigate JMMI, and she's asking questions about his personal matters. I don't care what he's doing personally, because what he's doing under JMMI will lead me to what he's doing personally. So let me lay a foundation here, so that way it leads me to here. Not let me go over here and then come back here, and then go over here and then come back here. See, her questions was tennis matching. It was a back and forth. And that's what I'm saying. If you're going to ask questions and dig deep into something, lay a foundation that leads you to the other place you're trying to go to in the first place. That's what most lawyers do anyway. They teach you in law school, ask the right questions. I'm going to ask all the questions that's going to lead me to what it is that you do personally, because whatever you're doing in JMMI is going to let me know why you got a whole bunch of alligator shoes. Whatever you're doing in JMMI is going to lead me to why you got Louis Vuitton belts and 14 houses, and then all these houses are worth millions of dollars. Your personal life will be uncovered once I lay a foundation on what you're doing over here. And I think that's where the prosecutor was going wrong, because her attitude was on 10. I mean, if it was warranted, it was warranted. But the attitude was so high that you lost sight of what you were trying to do in this deposition. You worrying about his child support. Like, who cares about child support? We'll figure that out as we continue on. See, the one thing I learned about the lead attorney, is that he will slow walk his questions. He will not let you dictate his pace on his questions, that's what make him a good lawyer. That's the reason why he was on the board down there in Georgia. He knew how to unpack you section by section, layer by layer, not just jump at everything you say to me, you know. And then because what happens is you get a defense or a defendant that's getting snappy with you. Like, you didn't hear what I said. No, you were talking over me. That's the reason why you didn't hear me. You should be more clear. You should be more specific with your questions. Now David Taylor is getting back at her. That's not the way they're supposed to go. So that's how I know she was letting some of her personal, her actual personal, get into this. Now, I'm not mad at none of her questions as far as some of the things that she was asking. Some of the things she was asking was on point. But I would have preferred her in this particular deposition is to ask more questions about JMMI and what he do under that, and that being the reason why he has what he has. Now, in part 2 of the deposition, which we will do, I believe we will get to that point. We will get to that point, but we spent the hour and some change just trying to figure out like what he's doing, you know, and we shouldn't have to take that long with the questions. So that's the only thing that was my only little thing that I noticed, is that the attorney was really, really like a little bit on the snappy tip. And then the defense attorneys were like super vague, right? Super vague. acting like they don't know nothing. You know what I'm saying? Acting like this is all the information I got from him, so I'm giving it to you. That's it. It's like, you deep dive. You know what it is. But when it comes to depositions, the burden of proof is on the prosecution, it's not on the defense. That's the truth. It's not on the defense. So the defense don't have to provide a lot of anything when it comes to depositions or discovery or all that kind of stuff. Normally, they give you what is given to them after they get a discovery. And then they give it to you like, hey, this is what we got to go with what you need. And they like, okay, great. Okay, what else do you have? See, we spent like the first part of the interview or the deposition was spent just trying to figure out if she got all the information she needed. And he's telling her, like, I gave you everything that I needed to give you. I don't have anything else. Now, she can't force him to give her anything. You see what I'm saying? So that's the cat and mouse game that they play, which I don't like. I don't like it, honestly. But at the same time, grill him on his operation of what he do under JMMI. What were you doing under this? Okay, and then whatever you did here caused you to get this over here. So how did you get this over here from here? Then we can start piecing it together. We can start filling in those gaps. But we can't leap over to something else that has nothing to do with JMMI. His child support has nothing to do with JMMI. It just don't. It just doesn't. Even though we know that 450 amount is bull. We know that. We know that's bull. He finagled it and everything. That's cool. But that's not important right now because JMMI will show us how he finagled it. All that. So that's how you only pay $450 a month, when you should have been paying $1,000 a month or whatever the amount may have been. So you finagled paperwork. You finagled this. You finagled that. You see what I'm saying? Then we can go right to the evidence of it and then get him. But you can't get him off of like he's going to lie. All he did was lie. So the facts won't be given. Now, you can always subpoena and say, hey, I would like to get information about his child support. You can get that. But she didn't have that. She didn't have that information. See what I'm saying? So always play to your strength when it comes to questions. That's even in life. Even when you're dealing with somebody, a relationship, it doesn't even matter. Like real talk. Ask the questions that lean towards what it is that needs to be addressed. All the other stuff will reveal itself. We're trying to get this foundation laid. Joshua Media Ministries International, Kingdom of God. There it is. Kingdom of God Global Church. Permanently closed, says Google. Absolutely. Look, JMMI is KOGGC. It's the same thing, but different. What's the difference? The tax code. That's the only thing. And the name. But that's it. But it's still under JMMI. So it was formerly known as that. Now it's something else. And look, these 501c3 organizations, man, I'm telling you, they are in for a rude awakening if they think they're going to be able to continue to do business like this. This is crazy. Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. All right. Well, I appreciate everybody. Before we leave, I just want to appreciate everybody once again for rocking with your boy. Okay. And I appreciate everybody, your comments and your questions. I totally feel you. Like, people scam child support all the time, and they do it all the time. And so my thing is like, okay, how did you do it? Because when you scammed it and you did something else that led up to that. So how did you do that? I want to know that part, because that part would tell me about this. And I think sometimes you got to walk it back a little bit, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to certain things. I really wanted her to grill him about the daily operations of what go on in these houses and what are they actually being used for. Because to be real, man, it was some foul stuff happening way back then. And again, we are like people again. I live in Detroit, so people that's from Detroit, we already know this story. We're not really like shocked that this guy got raided. It was just a matter of time, just like Diddy. It was just a matter of time before Diddy was gonna get raided. It was going to happen at some point. It just was. It was just a matter of time, and he knew that too. That's why he wasn't there. That's why he was not there, because he knew it would be a matter of time. It always is. You know what I mean? But we better go ahead and call it a night, man. I appreciate everybody rocking with your boy Tay-Biz TV, man. Thank you, Biz Nation, for your love and your support. I appreciate you and I love you all so much. Are so awesome. We got a lot of good stuff coming up with the Sean Mickey Stein's case. We got some more information about that. I am still waiting on some good news that I can announce soon. I'm just going to let it be for right now. I am bound by I am bound not to speak of it as of yet, because I'm working with some good people, some heavy hitters about certain things when it comes to our our interest in the Letcher County situation. So I'm just going to leave it at that. And that's what it's related to. However, I can't say exactly what we're doing as of yet, but we're working. I have been doing some unofficial interviews with certain people from Letcher County, and so I will be doing some official interviews very, very soon. I will be dropping them on the channel, and I will be premiering them, and very, very interesting stuff. Okay, very interesting stuff. I'm super excited about this because I want to be able to do as much as I can when it comes to this type of corruption that's going on down there. It is so corrupt, and everywhere you turn, it's like you can't, nothing lets up, which is the crazy part, you know. So we're going to talk about the Mickey Stein's brief in support motion. There are also other motions as well about the evidentiary bond hearing brief. We're going to go review that as well. So I'm going to get a lot of things together and package it up and then put it in the Mickey Stein's folder. And I'm going to share it once again for those who may not have it, but I'm going to update it so that way you all can have it and read it amongst yourselves as well. But we will be going over it today. I mean, not today, but we will be going over it on this channel. We will be going over that information. So I'm excited about it. I'm looking forward to, you know, a hearing in the near future. And let's see what this judge does when it comes to Mickey Stein's, man. It's a very, very interesting case. And it has many, many layers to it. And again, in that motion, it has something about Mickey being pepper sprayed in jail. Okay. Because he was days after the shooting, there was some evidence of active psychosis that he was dealing with after that shooting. So your psych evaluation, we're going to look at that. We're going to look at the risk assessment. We're going to look at all that stuff on this channel. So it's, man, this is very, 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 very layered. Until next time, man, I'm your boy Tay-Biz. Look, make sure you love yourself. Make sure you love your loved ones. Check on each other. And also extend yourself some grace, all right? You're not perfect. You ain't supposed to be. That's the whole point. I'm your boy Tay-Biz, man. I'll holler at you. Peace.
No stress, no biggie. Baby, I'm just too jiggy. Better know I brought that with me. Case they get too iffy. Baby, don't stress, don't sweat it. Put it all on my daddy. Know how I'm coming. And they know what we had. Around through that left side, low end. All of mine, we tell what they doing lately. And I'm way too clean, I'm Listerine, I thought they been knew it. All in my lungs, I got my red cup full of that hint fluid. Young middle Mac, I'm swinging that leg, I'm banging that do or die. And I ain't that leely before I get crucified. Living in my bloodline, this place in my family tree. How the f they pressed, I did my best out of what they handed me. Straight out of that country, know my shawty dick as human air. And I need not mention no extensions, that's human hair.